MyMMAnews.com, being joined by Ryan Jones. He has taken on Robert Washington. It's going down at BKFC 17 in the Magic City of Birmingham, Alabama, going down Friday, April 30th. We're less than a week away, and I got my man with me right now. Ryan, what's going on, brother?
Man, not much. Just counting down the days, man. I'm ready to eat.
I know, man. We're less than a week away, so it's got to make me. The first question's obvious. How you feel with just a week under?
Man, I'm just excited. I'm ready just to go right now if I could.
Yeah. So tell me about a little bit about preparations in this fight, because you entered your first BKFC, you made your debut, a very successful debut. Now you have your management going on with GOAT. Just everything professional wise is just seeming to shape up for you. So can you tell me how training has changed to make that step up to the more professional setting?
Man, the training is just amped up to another level, because I train with Quentin Henry, and so that's a monster to deal with in training as it is. But now that I got more eyes going on me and more people wanting to call me out and stuff, I'm like, well, let's take this serious and see how far I can run with it. So I'm training like my life depends on it, really.
Now, I like what you say in all the interviews I've listened to, where if you're not going for the belt, then what are you really doing it for? I absolutely love that mindset. Now, what do you think that is that brings you to that mindset? I mean, it obviously goes to speak for your passion, but why do you think people get into this just for the sake of, I might collect a paycheck, I might get into it for fun? If you're not in for the belt, why are you into it?
Man, I've always wanted to push myself, and I've always wanted, if it's something I like doing, I've always wanted to see how good I could be at it. And I don't want to just not know if I'm first place, second place, third place. I want to know how far I can go. I don't just want to half-ass it and not really try. So my goal is the belt, of course. I mean, now whether I make it, I plan to, but we'll see. But if I don't ever get a title shot, I also want to fight the best and biggest names that I can, just for the memories.
Yeah. And I mean, with the relatively new sport, and I mean, obviously it's one of the fastest growing sports in the world, it's just booming right now. But what I'm saying is the rankings necessarily aren't concrete. So 1, 2, 3 stringing wins together, and you could feasibly see yourself in title opportunity. So have you thought about that aspect? Not saying you're looking past Robert, but have you thought about what it might take to get to that title contention?
I was wondering, because, I mean, at 185, they have me ranked like 9th or something like that. And I'm like, I don't know how I was ranked 9th after one fight, but I'll take the opportunity. So I'm wondering if I knock a couple people down, if it's going to bump me up that ladder. So just to see me, in the top 5 or, at the number 1 spot one day, to me, that'd be pretty awesome and surreal.
So you've always been a tough guy, as you've said before, and you took MMA because, you just kind of, you were a tough guy. You wanted to test yourself, but you got bored with the groundwork. How does it feel finally coming into your own and finding a sport that suits your fancy?
Man, I'm literally like a kid in a candy shop. I swear. I've had MMA fights, and I haven't had one to where I got beat standing up. It's just I'm not saying it won't. It just hasn't happened. And so now I get to truly show what it's like to sit there and eat my punches and watch me take your punches. So I'm waiting to see someone who's going to give me a good 5-round fight, and I want that.
What is the biggest difference just from when you get that shot with a glove to opposed to the no glove? I mean, most people, they see combat sports and they're going to see a fist fight, they're going to see a fight, whatever. But there's a vast difference when you have that padded glove on your hand and when you're bare knuckle. Can you talk about that difference?
Besides it stinging more, because it does sting a little bit more with the knuckles. I'm kind of dumbheaded, so I don't really feel it until afterwards. I'm just kind of like, you can probably hit me with a bowling ball and I'll feel it after the fight. But besides that, the stinging might be the only thing I really feel. Just the scraping of the knuckles and stuff like that, the cutting.
So adrenaline takes over, you feel nothing until after the fight, and then that's when hell sets in.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that last fight, I did get dropped, but it's like I didn't feel it. I think it just kind of wobbled me and I got up. I didn't feel anything on my face until afterwards. And then I'm like, oh, wait, yeah, now I feel it. So once the adrenaline calms down, I'll deal with the headache afterwards.
I've talked to a lot of the BKFC fighters, and they've talked some things about hand conditioning. It obviously has to be a thing that's coming into BKFC to keep your hands just, a lot of people have been noticing the breaks. And then there's some people that have their hands conditioned to where there's not breaking at all. Have you started to adapt that kind of training to form fit not the glove?
Man, as far as hand training, I might just, hit the bags and stuff, bare knuckle or something. And I don't know if it's just because of working all my life or if it's just because I fought a lot growing up. But, I've never really had any problems with my hands. I mean, I've broken my fingers before. I got a crooked ring finger. So whoever the lucky lady is to marry me, or unlucky, she'll have to probably wiggle that ring on there just right. But no, I don't do a whole lot of like hitting the boards or any of that kind of stuff. I just train, man.
And speaking of, potentially that lucky lady, you have that one lucky lady right now. You have the sole custody of your beautiful daughter. So I got to ask, man, how do you balance that life of just like that alpha male, that grit in the gym, and then coming home to maybe like wind up and curl up and watch some Disney?
Yeah, I don't know if it's because she lives with me, but she's worse than I am. She whoops the hell out of me any day. But no, man, that's a different battle, man. I can hop in the ring and fight the biggest man and not be intimidated. But if you put my baby girl on the line, dude, and it takes everything out of me.
So a grown man cannot intimidate my man Ryan Jones, but you put his daughter in front of you and you're going to back down.
Oh yeah, that's it. I can't lose to her, or I lose to her.
So can you put into words, man, like you've had that debut win, you've had that walkout. I mean, some people, a lot of the wannabe fighters, they just strive for that walkout. They see, the flash and the glamour and the lights hit. Can you actually explain what goes on in your head when you're making that walk? Because I mean, you have potential harm coming your way every step you get closer to that squared circle. Can you explain the thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm not like most of these guys who are just like the Terminator and invincible and everything. I'm terrified every fight. I am terrified. I mean, yeah, I'm telling you, I'm ready to go and I'm excited right now. That don't mean I'm not nervous. This guy could hurt me Friday, I think that me being nervous and terrified just makes me thrive to do better. So as I'm walking out to the ring, right when the music first hits, I'm thinking, all right, these people are watching me come out. I'm seeing around the world. I hope I don't embarrass myself and stuff like that. But then as the closer I get and I see my opponent, I'm like, well, it's do or die now. I either get my ass whooped or I whoop his. So let's do it. And then I don't kind of think about it once I get in there.
So do you think you perform better under pressure?
I do. I feel like, well, I mean, and I think it's that fight or flight type thing. Just because I'm nervous or scared doesn't mean I'm not going to come and give it everything I got. Like if you put my daughter in danger, I'll go through a brick wall to, protect her. You fighting me, it's a little bit different. But when you put me in a situation where I'm like, I think I might, not turn out too well on this. I'm going to give it everything I got. And most of the time it don't turn out well for me.
And I would ask for a prediction, but I know you talked to one of my good friends, Eric Kowal, and he said that if it's the first round, you're going to give a thumbs up. Are you physically going to give the crowd a thumbs up if you plan on putting him away?
If I feel like I'm going to put him away in the first round, thumbs up in the first round. Like I'll might take a step back, thumbs up, and then go after it. If I don't put a thumbs up within the first minute, I might kind of hold off because I don't want to be the cocky guy that proves himself wrong. You know what I mean? So we'll see. But I can tell by looking at him if I'm going to be able to put him away in the first.
Man, what is it about being able to look into someone's eyes, like just seeing through them, that you can bear witness to that you can beat them, you can stop them at any moment? What is that you see in them?
Man, it's almost like fear or worry. It's if you can hit a guy with one of your best shots and then they still stand there and look at you, then you're like, all right, this is gonna be a little bit longer night. This guy's tough. If you start tagging him with some good shots and you see his whole facial expression change and his eyes get real wide, you can tell he don't really want to be there anymore.
Nice. I love it, man. Well, how about the sponsors, the shout outs, the social media? Obviously, you're going to have a fan train rolling your way. This is your second bout in BKFC, man. Let's hear how you, the floor is yours. Who you got to thank? Social media.
Man, I just want to thank everybody that, tunes in and checks me out. I want to thank all my friends and family that showed the love and support. I want to thank GOAT Management, my buddies at 5-Star Nutrition, my coach, Quentin Henry, my daughter, man, because she makes me a better person every day. And man, that's it. Whether you hate me or you love me, I just want to say thank y'all. I love y'all.
All right. Well, that'll do it for us, man. Ryan, I thank you for joining me, man. I wish you nothing but the best of luck, and I really, really look forward to this fight.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
There he goes. Ryan Jones taking on Robert Washington. It's going down in less than a week, Friday, April 30th, in the magic city of Birmingham, Alabama for BKFC 17. You don't want to miss this card. You don't want to miss this fight. For Ryan Jones, I'm Adam Christ, and make sure you keep it locked to mymmanews.com for all your fight news needs.